explore my hyperfixations and why they have piqued my interest. Hyperfixation is a state of intense focus on a person, activity, or object that can make someone ignore everything else. It involves complete dedication to a single task and can sometimes last long and disrupt daily life. Hyperfixation is commonly associated with neurodivergent conditions such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and autism spectrum disorder, ASD. But it can also occur in neurotypical individuals. People with ADHD tend to experience hyperfixation more intensely and frequently, and are more likely to fixate on something enjoyable or rewarding. Gotta get that dopamine. One of my hyperfixations right now is horror movies. To be completely honest, horror movies are more of a special interest of mine because I am always a fan of the genre. Special interests are long-lasting interests in a vague topic that bring joy to neurodivergent people. Hyperfixations are more specific. For example, horror movies are one of my special interests, and the Scream franchise is my current hyperfixation within that special interest. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I can explain that further. I'm including horror movies in this hyperfixation check-in since I fixate on one horror series at a time. Right now, it's Scream. I've watched the first 4 movies and the first season of the MTV series as of the day this was written. But as of the day of this recording, I have watched all of the Scream franchise, but I will dive deeper into it in the episode I'm currently writing, My Love of Horror, Scream. So look out for that. My previous fixation in this category was Friday the 13th franchise. Unfortunately, only the first 8 movies are available on Max, the streaming service previously known as HBO Max, for anyone confused. I would have to buy the next few movies, which is not feasible right now as I'm transitioning to part-time nannying and haven't made money for Archlink LLC yet. Before that, it was the Saw series, but I stopped after Spiral because I dreaded watching each one and really didn't want to poison my love for horror and thriller genres. No offense to anyone who likes these movies, especially my little brother Ash, who protests the fact that I hate them. But they just don't mesh with what I want with my horror experience. It's just not for me. The Poltergeist series was not scary at all, but had a cute protagonist and an interesting plot. The Child's Play series was hilarious, especially when it's a lot of Chucky running on his little doll leg. The Conjuring series was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it and can't wait for more movies in that universe. I've seen the first movie of the Jaws and Exorcist franchises, but I haven't continued those yet. The Shining upset me because it was praised as the scariest and objectively best horror movie ever on so many ranking lists that I looked at, but it seems so dull in my viewing experience. Again, no offense to anyone with different opinions. You are entitled to your own. If you follow me on TikTok or YouTube, you know how much time I spend putting hotfix embellishments on different pairs of sensory headphones that I own. That is the technical term, but I prefer bedazzling, even though it's more vague. Bedazzling is adding any decoration to clothing or accessories, including sequins, beads, glitter, etc. I use gems that already have glue on the bottom that melts when I use my heat pen so that the glue attaches to the object I'm decorating. It took a bit to get used to how to use this tool without burning myself, but I finally gotten the hang of it. And I've only gotten 2 birds in the last 3 months. I still occasionally fling the gems across the room with my tweezers when I get too excited about my pattern, but I'm working on that. I post updates on my designs on Patreon and sometimes Instagram. Feel free to let me know what you think about my work, or feel free to let me know what you think. My virtual hyperfixation at the moment is the Disney Dreamlight Valley video game. I started the game on my fiance's Xbox after he told me it was available through Game Pass. The final push to get me into it was learning that my bestie Katie has been playing it too. The game is basically a farming sim like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, but with characters from animated Disney movies as your villagers. The plot is set up in that all characters lived happily in Dreamlight Valley until a dark force came and sucked the magic away from them. Some characters were sent back to their story's universe, like Belle got sent back to Beauty and the Beast, etc. Some stayed in the valley without their memories. Mickey is in the valley when you show up, but he doesn't remember Minnie that well or other people who lived in the village. And some were stuck in an in-between world without consciousness. In one of the quests, when you bring a character to the valley, you will learn that there's like this in-between world where they're like asleep the whole time, but they know they're not where they're supposed to be. So that's a fun plot point. So they're either in their story-specific universe in the valley, but don't have memories of what the valley's supposed to be like, or in this like in-between world. You help the character still in the valley while you collect materials and learn to use your specific powers. You travel to other realms and bring back the characters stuck there. You learn to use magic to rescue the characters stuck in the in-between sleep. My favorite character is Moana. The way she's designed is so cute. She's incredibly kind and does the ancient dance of Montanui whenever she's just hanging around. I will literally just sit there staring at the screen watching her do the dance over and over again until I remember that I'm playing a game and not watching a performance. My Dreamlight Valley has many characters, including Goofy, Scrooge McDuck, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and Daisy Duck from the Mickey and Friends franchise, Merlin from Sword and the Stone, Remy from Ratatouille, and Wall-E from his self-titled film. Frozen characters include Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and Olaf. I already mentioned Moana, but Maui is also available from that movie. The Little Mermaid brings us Ursula, Ariel, and though I haven't unlocked him yet, Prince Eric is another available character. The Lion King brings Scar, Nala, and Simba, but I've only unlocked Scar so far. Wreck-It Ralph brings Vanellope von Schweetz, which she is adorable in the game. There's also Belle and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, which really bothers me since he should really have his own name. The Beast just rubs me the wrong way, especially when we know he was canonically named Adam. Why can't we just call him Adam? Poor guy is stuck with this curse. Why couldn't you have made him be after the magic? Come on. Okay, I'm done complaining. Sully and Mike Wazowski join us from the Monsters Incorporated universe. And finally, Mother Gothel from Tangled. There are more characters I haven't unlocked, and probably even some in my valley that I failed to mention. The game is dangerous to me because I get so sucked in that I forget about the real world. I have to play with an alarm while at an appointment so I can stop when my name is called, or with my fiance around so he can remind me to take breaks. It's an addictive game, and I could play for hours without noticing that I was hungry, thirsty, or desperately needed to use the bathroom until I start feeling lightheaded, had a headache, or got stomach cramps. This is something known as time blindness, or the act of forgetting that time is passing while we complete a task or tasks. Hyperfixations and special interests can affect neurodivergent people this way. It acts like one has an addiction. For me, having autism, ADHD, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, also known as OCD, I struggle with breaking away from activities I enjoy. I know that ASD and ADHD make sense of hyperfixation, but OCD contributes by giving me intrusive thoughts about what I need to fix within the game or what I can add to my bedazzled designs to make it perfect. Leaving an uncompleted task is incredibly difficult for me, so I need to set myself timers and reminders to take a break and care for my needs.